What do you think are some of your most extreme or fringe opinions? And are there any opinions that you hold that you feel too uncomfortable to share publicly?
Oh, many, yes.
Really?
No, not that many. I mean, the thing is, there's a writer by the name of Leo Strauss. And this guy, Leo Strauss, a very smart Jewish philosopher who wrote a book called Persecution and the Art of Writing, who said that basically in any age, if you get a little too close to the truth, you will be persecuted by the regime for it. So you have to find clever ways of conveying the truth. And one way would be through esoteric writing. And he makes a persuasive case that for some philosophers, they write in a way that is exoteric, to be understood plainly from the text, and esoteric as well. And this is part of a great conversation with philosophers. So anyway, I think people who have any politically incorrect opinions probably need to engage in a little esoteric speech every now and again. But I don't think my views are particularly extreme. And I'm not just being glib or cute about it. I think among conservatives, even, I have pretty moderate views. It's just that moderation these days, I guess, is in the eye of the beholder. I think moderation is a good thing. I think moderation is a virtue. But I don't think, for instance, that claiming that a man is not a woman, I don't think that's extreme. I don't think claiming that a baby is extreme. I don't think claiming that God exists is extreme. I don't think claiming that the family is a real thing and a basic unit of society is extreme. I guess the libs would say that that is extreme, but I can't help that.
Is there anything too extreme that you would feel uncomfortable talking about on camera?
Well, I certainly wouldn't bring it up. There's cameras all over them. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No,
There's
they're off,
cameras
man.
all over
They're
there.
off. The
Oh,
mics
they're
are
off?
on.
Yeah.
They're not recording.
I'm trying to think what my sort of edgiest...
Or maybe if there is something, you could just say, yes, there are a few things that I do believe that would just be too triggering to talk about. It's pointless.
Well, there are certainly things I believe that I wouldn't be allowed to even say on YouTube. It would shut down the whole... Maybe I already said some of them. It would shut down the whole stream.
How about this? What if we bleep it? And then you just get a reaction, but we're not going to acknowledge what it is.
I'll give you an example of it.
Okay.
Do
you want us to bleep it?
No, you can keep
Really?
this. Well, we'll see.
Maybe for our own sake, we might bleep it.
This is the example, and I really promise you I'm not just being cute and glib about this. Here's an opinion I have.
Okay.
When the Parliament voted to oust James II, the King of England, last Catholic monarch, and to invite the Protestant interlopers from Orange, William and Mary, in. That was an unjust act of parliamentary supremacy that created a major problem and sent England on its path of degradation. And there was a Jacobite rising. There were a number of them, the most famous of which was led by Bonnie Prince Charlie from France into Scotland, and it was a bloodbath, and he got lost, and he totally was destroyed. And then he went back and lived his life in obscurity and sadness. And then through the ages, there have been various pretenders to the throne. Presently, it would be Franz, the Archduke of Bavaria, who is childless and a homosexual, apparently. So then it would pass to his brother, Maximilian, then down to his daughter, Sophia, and then finally down to a young man about our age, Prince Joseph Wenzel of Liechtenstein, who will be the claimant to the throne of England. That's a view that I only somewhat ironically hold. That's an extreme view, I guess. Now, most people would, listening to that, their eyes will glaze over. They say, what the hell, what are you talking about? Who cares about? But that's the kind of political disagreement that I'm most interested in.
I thought maybe you were going to bring up aliens.
The aliens. Give me a break.
I heard you're a big believer.
Here we go. This is
Do they exist? And have you seen proof that they exist?
I think maybe the present royal families are actually the aliens who took over. The aliens are not real. They're not real. And I have friends and loved ones and colleagues who believe that they are, but they're not. They're fake.
How do you know they're fake?
But what about the piece that was recovered?
Oh, which piece was that?
The little tiny
little
guy. The one from Mexico.
I think it was discovered in Mexico.
That guy is real. I love that. This is what I love. These guys, man, so there's a congressional committee to investigate ET, which is, it just tells you everything about the Congress, right? And they say, no, but there's evidence now. So, cool. What's the evidence? And it was like, well, my cousin's brother's third uncle's neighbor who once saw a movie about the CIA, man, he said he saw a weird light in the sky. Like, well, okay. I don't know. That's not very persuasive. And then the best evidence they had was this little like paper mache project from a 5th grade student in Mexico. And they said, here he is. We've got E.T. But E.T. is not real. But demons are real. I guess maybe that's a controversial opinion that I have.
So we spoke with someone who was high up in a certain organization who told us off the record. But this is a firsthand experience. They've seen this firsthand.
Well, now it's third hand from me.
I guess
right?
so. Okay.
Yeah.
But they have told us off the record that they've seen unidentified spacecraft in air that they cannot explain that has been covered up.
I believe
that they see these objects come down and will whiz off. And they're in the best technology ever in the world. Yeah. And these things are outpacing by 100 times. And they'll report it, they'll do that, but it disappears.
Yeah, I am inclined to believe that. I mean, that could be a psyop too. Sometimes we do that. Our government pretends to discover things to scare our enemies. And so we might be doing that again. Or it might be enemy technology, or it might be just a failure of perception in radars. But yeah, people probably see things. But the little green men do not exist.
So you don't believe in anywhere in our universe that is infinite, that there can't be life?
Well, the universe probably isn't infinite. It's probably finite, but it's very big. But no, I don't suspect that we'll find life anywhere else in the universe.
Why?
No, that's not a firm.
Like,
I wouldn't. If we find some little cell somewhere, I wouldn't. Yeah. That wouldn't totally rock my world. But yeah, I don't think we'll find life anywhere. Basically,
I think that the chance of us being the only living organisms in the entire universe seem pretty small when you really think about it.
Why?
Like, what are the chance? Why? Because I feel like if
how
it
do
could
you
happen
calculate
here,
the chances?
I don't.
Well, then how do you talk about the chances?
I just think that the fact that we're here means there's a good chance that someone else is elsewhere.
Now, why do you think that? Why do you think that our existence here implies the existence of other people somewhere else?
Because I don't believe that our existence is an accident. I don't
think it's an accident either.
So I don't think it would be an accident that there would be something else somewhere.
You're saying you don't think we're special?
I think that we could be unique, but I don't think that us being alive is something that is unique necessarily to us. I feel like life has to exist because we're here.
Yes, you're saying that. So you're stating that a belief. But
yes.
I'm just asking, what about our life here seems to you to imply the existence of any life anywhere else? The answer will involve something about what you believe about life.
I'd say
and
maybe
how we got
maybe
here.
by chance. It feels like if the chance of us here
you think
exists,
we got here by chance.
I do.
Well, that's really what it comes down to. I don't really believe in chance. I believe in providence, but I don't really believe in I don't think that this whole world that we live in our life and everything, I don't think it's just like a big dumb accident and a farce and a joke. I think it's intentional. And so I think that we are special, and I think that we are created by a creator. That being the case, there is nothing about our special existence that would imply the existence of some other kind of life form elsewhere. I even compare human beings to animals on Earth. What separates human beings is that we have a rational soul, right? So we have intellect and will. A cow does not have intellect.
What about octopus?
An octopus is a weirdo and might be an alien, but does not have a rational soul. And they always overstate it too. They say, an octopus has the intelligence of a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
I think, well, I don't know what kind of dumb 7-year-olds you're talking to, but it looks like a big blob to me that like got out of a container, just like a mouse can too. But anyway, maybe they're smarter than mice, but they're not that smart. And the reason we know this is we would not put an octopus on trial for killing somebody, would we? An octopus sneaks into your home at night, strangles you with all his little tentacles. Would you say, arrest that octopus? He's really smart. He knew what he was doing. No, he's just a dumb octopus.
Well, my understanding is that octopus would be way smarter, but they don't live that long. So that because their lifespans are pretty short, they're not able to advance in the same way that we would. So if they lived 80 to 100 years old,
They
We can have entire octopus civilization. Maybe they might have
Maybe
pets.
they do down
They
there.
could have pet crabs and stuff like that if they lived to 80 years old, which they don't.
But look, I don't know what they do down in the water. This is the other crazy thing. We're investigating outer space, which is empty. We should be investigating the oceans, which we know basically nothing about, where probably a bunch of aliens live down there, but like octopuses. But we don't. We're not going to put any of these things, even an 80-year-old octopus, we're not going to put them on trial. And it's because we have a rational will and a soul. And so we can conceive of abstract concepts, and we can think about things like justice, and we can perceive objective reality and reason about it. No other being can do that on Earth. It relates to the way that our wills work, right? We have two wills. You want you want the 10th cup of coffee, but you don't want the 10th cup of coffee because it'll make you jittery. But you want it because it'll taste good and give you a little more caffeine high. And so how do you explain that? You have a disagreement about your wills. Well, one is the higher will. It's rational. It's reasonable. And the one is the lower will. It's the appetite. The animals have the latter, but they don't have the former. And the rational will is understood as mediating between the lower will and the divine will, God's will, perfect will, the objective truth and reality. So if that's the view of things that you're going into with, which is how I view things, then I just don't see any reason to believe that, ET is out there somewhere. Certainly that there's no rational ET out there. I don't even know what that would mean for our own understanding of ourselves, because if you believe what I just said, then you believe that man is made in the image and likeness of God. So what's ET? Is he made in the image and likeness of, I don't know, some like lesser demon or something? I don't know what he does he look just like us?